Hey up, me ducks. Just put me a little incense in there. How are we doing today? It's week 2. Week 2 of QuaranStream. Oh, I haven't turned my sound. I knew as soon as I pressed that on. Hold on. There we go. I normally do that every day. I'm like, right, turn your sound down on your iPad, because that's where I read the chat comments from. But how are we doing? I hope we're all doing okay. Week 2 of quarantining and well, I say week 2, I'm only talking about UK people. I know other people in different parts of the world have been doing this for a lot longer. But good morning. Well, let's go back to the beginning and see who we've got here. So we've got Ms. Hello, Ms. Luna, Silka, Katie, Patsy, Jamie, Sandra, and Jessie, Butterfly, Aldonna, I think that's how you say your name, Sue, Elaine. Well, boredom dictated I coloured my hair purple. Wow, I can't wait for your next video, Elaine, to see that. Elle, oi oi. And we have Aquarius Owl and Mike and Jennifer, Natalie, Amanda, Sadana, and the Crux Nook. So nice to see everybody here. Monday, isn't it weird though? It's like it could be Monday, it could be Saturday, it could be Friday. It just doesn't, no day feels any different really. Hey Jackie, good to see you. Love the new profile picture, by the way. And Onyx, hello. Nice to see people filtering in. So I haven't even got a coffee. I just not long had one. I finished work and made a coffee, and then we had a conference call for the family, which was really nice. I did put it on my own personal Facebook. Like, this is what a family get together looks like now in 2020, all in various locations, but was all able to fill the screen, see each other, connect, chat, touch base. It's nice to see my parents, my sister, and my nieces, and things like that. So it was really, really nice. Git. Every day is the same. A little bit awesome, really. It's a bit awesome, really. Yeah, it's about your kind of your mindset to it, really, isn't it? I think, I think it was Becca who said last night, got that little template card that he keeps falling forward. I think it was Becca who said last night that the reality is kind of kicking in now. Last week it all seemed a little bit novel and a bit sort of, oh, this is a bit weird and a little bit strange, a little bit airy. But now it's becoming like the norm. And the reality is setting in that this could be the long haul. So I think that was lovely, Simon. Oh, the conference call, the family call. My mum wouldn't be able to do that. Wish she could. My mum wouldn't be able to do it if it wasn't for me stepfather either. And even then, he was sending messages today saying, what do we need to do? And we're like, you don't need to do anything. The phone will ring. Just answer it like normal and we'll all appear. Lovely to catch up at least. Thank goodness for social media at this time. Yeah, long may it stay, I will sort a quick peek vid later. And Elaine, you're thinking of going live soon. I perhaps shouldn't have said that, sorry, because I know, mind you, it's out there because you put it out there on your video, but it was kind of like you was musing the idea. It wasn't anything set in stone, but yeah, yes, I agree. And I've got to say, loads of videos popping up because people have got more time. We're spending more time at work. Some people aren't working. I can't really increase the frequency of mine because I am working each day, but I'm obviously home earlier because I don't have to travel. But yeah, it's been lovely to see quite a lot of content to keep us entertained. So long may that continue as well. I agree with Becca's video last night. I agree it's kicking in now, yeah. We tried FaceTiming my dad today. Cheeky sod was too busy sleeping. Yeah. Wow. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Hi, Nicole. And hi, Erin. Good to see you. Hope all's doing well. Hope you're doing well too. Heidi, hello. I've seen that you posted a video. Is that like your first in a year? I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I saw it this morning before I started working. I thought I must watch that. So that was good. My 2020 card is Death Reverse. So there you go. I'm going to be talking about that in a minute. Yes, we do love Sandra's videos. Sandra's got a lovely manner, hasn't she, on her videos. They're very calming, very relaxing, and very informative. And that reminds me, talking about Sandra being informative, I'm not going to stay on too long because tonight at 8 p.m. is the launch of the Tarot Times. So that's a collaboration channel. There's 4 of us involved in it. Myself, Becca and Elle will be live, and Sandra has been she's our roving reporter, our researcher, and she's put a lot of information together. So that's a new channel. It's got an intro on there, and it's got a test from yesterday. We just tested it, but the Tarot Times kicks off tonight, and Tarot Times is in the room, so that's obviously RL logging on. But if you're not subscribed yet and you want a live broadcast tonight at 8 o'clock, then Tarot Times. And Patsy, I think you said you're going live at 6 as well, aren't you, tonight for your first time? So I'm looking forward to it too, Tammy Pie. Is that 8 UK time? Yeah, so 3 hours from now, just short of 3 hours from now. Thank you, Sandra. And you'll be there, won't you? So, you know, you can answer any questions and things as well. Just subbed. Thank you, Heidi. I think we're up to nearly 500 subscribers already. We're not even properly launching until tonight. Hi, Mendy. Good to see you. Jessie says, I was at the Gem and Mineral Show when Tarot Times was announced. I look forward to it. Yeah, the idea was birthed when we was all together at Becca's in February last month. Made it 6:30. Give me time as I don't want to miss this. Make it 6:30. Okay. Don't want to miss. I'm not going to be on. I commented back on your comment, Patsy. You might not have seen it yet in the Hermit's Cave, saying, "Oh, I'll be done for 6." So you won't miss anything, even if you want to go on at 6. These kind of Quarren streams are anywhere between 30 minutes and an hour. So, yeah. It's just to check in with everybody, really, and just, you know, make sure this a stream at least every day, so that people who are, like myself, living on their own, you know, and the days are very long, at least it's some way of communicating. I was watching in a huge convention centre. Wow. When it was announced. It wasn't announced in a huge convention centre, surely. Can't wait for Tarot Times tonight as well. Thank you. All right. So what I thought I would speak about tonight in the Quarren stream was I was journaling earlier this morning. I thought, oh, actually, might be a good subject to talk about with people, because every year when it comes to New Year, Christmas time, New Year, we buy our new journals, don't we, and our planners, and I get all excited about setting it up, and I do my year ahead spread, and I pull my card for the year, you know, and, you know, 1st of Jan, you're like, yeah, this is it. This is going to be my year. Fast forward to March 2020 and we're like, shit. Well, there you go. So I was thinking about my year ahead spread. And for those, because somebody's bound to ask, how do you work out your year ahead spread? It's the days of your birthday, day and month, and the year that you're going into. So mine's the 15th of October. So it's 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2, 2020, because you don't need to have the zeros. So I got the Justice card, and there's my card of the year. I've just seen some capitals, so I'll look out for them as well. Where are we? Jessie says, no, I was watching your group live whilst I was in a busy convention centre. Right, I see. I thought 2020 was going to be great. And it still might be. Still might finish off great, you know, but certainly a memorable year. Certainly one that will go on in history. People will be talking about this for decades, if not centuries to come, won't they? Just like we talk about the influenza outbreak of, was it 1820 or 1920? But yeah. So I was thinking as I was doing my journaling about what the Justice card as my year ahead card might mean to me. And I've taken some notes. I will be looking down as well because, you know, these are taken from my journal. Same as me, twins. What, Jackie, you got the Justice card as well. Simon, that's why I stopped making New Year's resolutions decades ago. Yeah, you do have to live in the moment, but 1918, you have to, I still think you have to have something to aim for, something to look forward to, something, you know, because we're constantly evolving, aren't we? And I think I live in the moment and I try and worry less about the past and not to fear the future. So I'm constantly bringing myself back in the moment. But I think it's good to have anchor points as well that you should aim for. Same birthday as you, Simon. Yes, that's right. I can remember Elle telling me last year. So you will have the same card, of course. So what I want to say firstly, in relation to the Justice card, is that ultimately the universe is a fair and just place. I do believe that the universe is a fair and just place. However, it doesn't always feel that way, does it? And it doesn't feel that way now. You know, thousands of people are ill and thousands of people are dying. So it doesn't feel like a fair and just place. But I have to trust as well. I have to trust in the universe. I have to, you know, kind of set my mind to the fact that everything happens for a reason. And I feel really nervous saying these things because people who are losing people, that's hard, a bitter pill to swallow, isn't it? And I'm not saying there's anybody to blame, and I'm not saying, you know, things happen and it seems very unfair. But I am a great believer as well as, you know, there is a bigger picture than just life on Earth. I also put, you know, it reminds me that I have to act in an ethical way and in a moral way. So with that, you know, I have responsibility, and I'm just talking because this is my card for the year, so I'm sharing my experiences, and I'd love at the end to hear some of your thoughts about your year ahead cards as well, if you're happy to share that. So I have to act in an ethical and a moral way. That's why, you know, all of us have a duty now and a responsibility to do whatever we can to minimize the impact that this virus is having on our life, on our way of life. And it might feel that, you know, there is some kind of unfairness or, you know, a bit of hardship for us. But balancing that against the bigger picture, then it's not really, is it? All we're being asked to do is stay at home. I get that some people are losing jobs. You know, some people are not being paid while they're off. luckily in this country we've got some measures in place for that, but not a lot of other countries do. Jessie said her card for the year is the Hermit. Well, there you go. You know, so whilst we have to act in an ethical and moral way, it's about observing the measures that are put in place, you know, keeping that social distance, that physical distance. It's about being a good neighbour, a good friend, a good family member. We might not be able to see them or be with them physically, but like what I've just explained tonight about keeping in contact through FaceTime, video calls, you know, checking on neighbours, knocking on the door, stepping a few feet back, asking if they've got anything, do they need anything. That's what it's about, being, you know, acting in a responsible way, in an ethical way. Yeah, and I also put, I think it's perfect time to right any wrongs. Whether that's any past mistakes that have happened, any unpleasantness, any family and any fallouts with family or loved ones, then I think we're being given an opportunity as well to reflect on that, consider our part in it, and try and right any wrongs. So if you have loved ones and you have family members, then now's the time to talk. And families are complex, aren't they? They're really complicated sometimes. And you can have a quarrel with a family member that can last decades. And, you know, maybe it's time just to pick up the phone and, you know, and make that connection. I put here that, you know, life is both precious and short. And we're being reminded of that, aren't we, at the moment? You know, it's both precious and short. So let's reach out. Let's reconnect with people that, you know, there's always going to be people in your life that you're better off not having. You know, people who are, you know, poisonous in some way, or people that aren't good for you to be around. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, you know, healing any sort of rifts with loved ones, whether they're close friends or were close friends, and family members. Just see if there's any comments. Agree, Simon. All is for purposeful good, and we can't always recognise that in the moment. You can't. And I always remember a quote in a film once. I can't remember the film. It was 20 odd years ago. But, you know, if you look really close up at a photograph in a newspaper, all you see is a series of dots, random dots. It makes no sense whatsoever. But if you pull that newspaper away, then the picture starts to form the further you are distanced from it. And that's an analogy for life sometimes. Like June says, in the moment, it seems random, it seems chaotic. There doesn't seem to be structure or order, and everything's up in the air. But when we step back and look at it from distance, then we can see the picture more clearly. All this craziness has made me realise that above everything else, my relationships with my family and friends is the most important thing. Absolutely, Lottie. Absolutely. That would be my entire stinking family. And only you, you know, Claire, only you can decide who you want to reconnect with and who you don't. But all I can say is life is short and it's precious, and sometimes we don't get second chances. So, and like I say, these are just my thoughts as I was journaling this morning. The other thing I want to talk about in relation to the justice card is the law of karma, the law of cause and effect. And I am not, for the record, I am not going to speculate as to why this virus is even here. I've heard all sorts of theories, you know, from people eating bats, to chemical warfare, to 5G signals, to all manner of reasons. And I'm also starting, which is making me feel very uncomfortable, also starting to hear blame. You know, I've had comments posted on videos like, when this is all over, I hope, we don't trust these people, this nation, blah, blah. Let's not blame. Let's not blame. It's a virus, and wherever it started, it had to start somewhere. So, cause and effect. What I put here is, that I believe, more than I believe anything else really, is in the law of karma and the law of cause and effect. And the fact that for every action there is a reaction. And I'm viewing this as Mother Earth, Gaia, however you term it, Mother Nature, it's her time to heal. It's her time to breathe. We, have raped this earth. We have, of all its resources, and we were unstoppable. And we weren't listening to signs. And I do believe that Mother Earth is stopping us in our tracks and saying, slow down, just slow down, I'm giving you life. That's what we've got. Without this, we're nothing. I'm giving you life. You need to breathe. You need to be able to, enjoy air and oxygen and everything else. But so does the planet. And you only have to look in the space of a couple of weeks, months, the difference as well, now that we've gone indoors and we're isolating and things aren't being produced at the speed that they was once being produced at and everything else, that she's been able to just to breathe, just take a breath, and however long this is. So my hope for some good that will come out of all this is that I do believe life will change. This will force this. Life will change. And we're going to have to readjust and adapt. But at the same time, I think we should learn lessons. And I know that I'm going to be more mindful in my sort of impact on this planet. And I just think that I'm hoping that at the end of all this, the world leaders will look and see the evidence and say, okay, we kind of had our hands forced here. Maybe we need to think about things a bit differently. How we harvest, how we, produce things, the pollution we put into the air and everything else. So, yeah, just look down and Sandra says, definitely a wake-up call. And Luna, yeah, Earth has had enough of us abusing her. I'm sorry, Mom. Yeah, can I come out now? I know, we will have our time, Tammy Pie. We will have our time to come out again. But I think we'll be changed as a people. And I'm hoping that the world leaders will also be changed too. And that they will see the data. They'll see the images and they'll see the benefits of this happening. And let's not be forced again into a situation like this where people are losing lives and getting sick. Let's take heed. I also wanted and I wrote down in my journal, because I'm a worrier, I'm a born worrier. You all know that. I worry about everything. And I put, don't worry. Everything rebalances. Everything rebalances. We will need to adapt to a new way of life. I'm convinced of that. But harmony will be restored. It's a short term. It doesn't feel like it, does it? But that's because we're in the thick of it. It's a short term sort of inconvenience, a short term inconvenience, but a long term gain. And the impact will be felt. We're already seeing in some parts of the world that the impact is lessening because of actions that have been taken. So everything will rebalance in time. It's a waiting game right now, but not only a waiting game, it's a time for us to think about our own accountability and how we can also help in readdressing that balance. And then the last thing I just wanted to mention was for us to not put our mindset into that sort of place of this is unfair, you know, why is this happening, or why me? And there was that at first, because an interruption to our way of life is quite difficult, you know. We start to feel sorry for ourselves, don't we? And that's natural too. Dream holidays cancelled, weddings cancelled, you know, get-togethers, events, the Olympic Games, whatever it is that people are looking forward to. This has come along and it's halted everything. But it's quite easy for us to then go into the don't hold on, you know, easy to go into the why is this happening? Why me? Why can't I go on my holiday? Why can't I have my birthday celebrations? Or, you know, I'm so looking forward to the wedding. Of course, these are crushing blows. But actually, Jackie says, as a Libran, I just want everyone else to be okay. Yeah. And I put, you know, with this kind of don't hold on to any ill feelings, because it's not about whether we deserve this or not. That's not what it's about. But it's about, it is what it is. I'm powerless in as much as it's happening out there and it's too late to do anything in the moment. But there are things I can do. You know, there are rituals I can perform. There is healing I can send to people. There is things like this, groups to create, chat, connect, all those things we can still do. So we're not totally powerless against it. And if we're being accountable for our actions and we're distancing and we're isolating, then that's where we claim the power and we win with this battle. But also we have to accept, adjust, and take on what happens next, because we don't know, you know. But that's life in every situation. Nobody's guaranteed a tomorrow. Nobody's guaranteed another sunrise. We're fortunate every day that we get one. So yeah, like June said at the beginning, live in the moment, focus in the moment. When the future comes, that will become the present moment. And in that moment is when we can face it and deal with it the best way we can. Stay positive and strong. So that is kind of my thoughts around the Justice card in relation to my 2020 year. I'd be really interested to hear yours before I do an Oracle card pull. And let me just scroll back and see if I've missed any comments. Theus, hello, nice to see you. That's where I got up to. Claire's family. Let's see. This is the time Gaia is taken to heal from being raped. Exactly. Yeah. So a lot of people agreeing with the Mother Earth, Gaia, you know, and the fact that she just needs to breathe and to heal. June says, agree, Simon. Life as we know it won't be recognisable in a year or so. There are great lessons in this experience if one is open to look beyond the current discomfort. Yeah. And that's true, Patsy. Greed usually wins out. I think you're talking about the world leaders. But do you know what is incredible about this situation? It's not happening to one nation. It's happening to the whole world. And I think for the first time, even when you think of war, we talk about World War, there were many countries that weren't affected by World War. But this is affecting everybody. So for the first time in history, because of how we've advanced and how we travel in and out of countries, I think for the first time in history, this is the first time we're going to have a global collective where decisions, if the data is proven, and it will be because we're already seeing, then there has to be that wake-up call. And whatever summit happens next, this should be on the agenda of, wow, okay, just look at what happened when we had 3, 4, 5, 6 months of lockdown. Yeah, but also Butterfly says people are so eager to get back to normal and have economic growth. All sounds like the last thing to do. But I also get that the economies, we need a good economy. And, I'm also mindful of people that could be without jobs and everything else. But we can't rush it. Economies need to be able to bounce back, and what we're being kind of assured in the UK is that even though lots of money is being pumped into this now for businesses and self-employed people and everything else, they've done it in a way that the economy will be able to recover. It will be able to bounce back. But the last thing we want is to say, right, everything back to normal, and then we have another huge spike. I don't think we'll ever get that call back to normal. I think we'll start to get phased kind of a phased approach of getting back to normal. Amanda says, me too, I worry all the time. It must be a Libran trait. I think so. Just looking for capitals or highlighted. There are still too many people who act irresponsibly, sorry to say. But they're accountable. Karma, Claire. They're accountable for that. And I'm accountable for me and only me. And I can only live my way in the way that I think is ethical and I think is moral. So, and that's all we can all do, is just be accountable for ourselves. Let those that aren't be dealt with through the proper channels. Mother has to write to get our attention in many ways. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Claire. You put yourself in quarantine. Robin says, day to day I stop and think I should go to the grocery, but do I really need to go to the grocery? Perhaps it's more prudent and considerate of others to wait another day or in a few days. Yeah, so I went Saturday, this is the last time I went, and I think I'm okay till Wednesday with what I've got in, and I haven't left the house either for a couple of days, well, since Saturday. I can do exercise at home. I can leave the house. I'm allowed to leave the house once a day, but I'm not. So, yeah, we could go daily, but then we increase the risks of us to ourselves and others. But, also I can't do 1 week because fruit, vegetables and things like that now just don't have that shelf life anymore. It has 2 or 3 days maximum. But Rhonda says, my card this year is the World card. I need not say more. Yeah. But even after the World card, we get that motion of going again, don't we? There's still newness after that as well. New opportunities. My card of the year is the Hermit. Sounds about right. So we've got a few Hermit years from people. Totally agree. Big thanks to Simon for these lives. Oh, thank you. And, I get a lot out of them as well because this is my way of connecting with the community. I know this is a terrible comparison, but Anne Frank and her family hooked up for a long time. We could do this. Years, Robin. Years. Without even going out, so absolutely. There is lessons in history, isn't there? There's parables. parables? No, not parables. Comparables. and lessons to learn. Mine was the Tower card. The Tower is stalking me. Wow, Elaine. But again, I see positives in every card, as we all do, don't we? If you build your foundations on solid ground, then you stand a better chance when that external destructive force comes. So yeah, it's just making sure that our foundation is solid, built on solid ground, and it's the structure can withstand it. Got you right, Elle. What was Elle's? Also a hermit ear. Wow. James is the magician. Wow. The star for Satya. This is the begging of my second week. Oh, the beginning of my second week, and I'm unable to go out at all. I feel that my mind is settling into this moment. I am changing what I'm doing throughout the day. It seems to help. It is about being adaptable. You know, to be resilient, we have to, and to keep a positive outlook and a positive frame of mind, we have to adapt. We have to find ways to adapt and ways to cope with things, don't we? I could stay in for months, says Isaac, except for wanting bread and milk and half for my Electra Espresso. Yeah, I've stopped milk now, so I don't have to. Oh, Alexa thought I was talking to her. My card is the lucky 13. You got the death card, Moon Dancer. But the death card has such a positive balance to it, doesn't it? It's one door closing, another one opening. You're welcome, Claire. Temperance for me, says Ms. I can see it makes much sense for this year. Isn't it amazing that we can look at, because, you know, when I thought, oh, my card for the year is justice. What's justice telling me then in this situation? But then you really kind of think of the messages from that archetype, and you can apply, can't you? Death card for me too. The Devil for Sandra. And can you remember Becca got the Tower card and she wasn't having it back at the beginning of the year? She's like, no, I'm not having that. I'm not having a Tower card. Simon, I've been learning and taking notes by watching your videos from the beginning. Luna, I'm so impressed. You watched like 7 videos from 2017 last night, I think. Lunar Eclipse has gone back to the beginning because she's not long found the channel, and she's working her way through. She's got, I didn't tell her, she's got nearly 800 videos to catch up. Oh, Elizabeth got justice as well. Simon, my year card was the strength card, aka hold tight. It's going to be a wild ride. Yeah. And, you know, we need strength. We need courage. Hanged Man for that tarot lady. I've been letting my old devil self go, says Tammy Pie. Yeah, White Tree also has the Tower card. Becca's desk decided to remind her. Mendy. Yeah, her desk collapsed, didn't it? 800 it is then. Not quite. I think it's about 700 and something, 770 or something like that. But I won't watch all the live cuppers and things. I think my card is the same as yours, Simon. I can't remember what it is. So Naomi, it's just your day and month added to 2020. Add all the single digits up. So 1 + 5 + 1. You don't need to add the 0. +2 +2. I got the Devil card. Temperance. Watch the travel vlogs. They are the best. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I love my travel vlogs. Even I watch them sometimes. I went and watched the Glastonbury one about a month ago because I wanted to be familiar with it all again. All right, guys, so let's pull an oracle card. So plenty of live to keep entertained tonight. So Pat's is going on after this, either 6 or past. And the Tarot Times will be on at 8. That's okay. I bought a notebook like a good student. I'm studying hard. Wow. It's such a commitment to watch all those videos. What did Robin say? I read an interesting interpretation of the Tower card recently from James Wycliffe. He says towers can become our prisons, like in Rapunzel, a different way to look at the tower. Freeing to break out, yeah. Oh, so the chariots for, how do you say that? Quaulikoa? I think we are in need of Simon reading a story. Nothing like it, so calming. Gratitude. We have gratitude. So, what was that phrase? Gratitude is attitude. Is that right? Gratitude is attitude. It's hard, isn't it? Let's be honest. I mean, I love this deck and it really makes you think sometimes. But yeah, it's about how our mindset and our attitude to it. Gratitude is attitude, and we have to keep positive. We have to look for the bonuses in this situation. You know, more time with loved ones, you know, more time connecting with people, starting projects and things that we always put off when we're too busy. We say, well, I'll do that at another time. So let's live in the moment, take it as it comes, keep ourselves busy, play with your decks and your cards and your projects and anything else that you do if you're a crafty person, or just find, even if it's just time to sit in stillness and quietness. You know, we have to look at this and realize that we need to adapt as well as our physical behaviors, but also our brains, our minds. And let's look at this as an opportunity to do things a little bit differently, and to reach out to others. And also, I think instead of having the mindset that we've been forced into this situation, let's have the mindset that we've been given an opportunity. You know, it's an opportunity to do things differently. We've been told to slow down. Let's slow down. But in that quietness and in that solitude, what can we do? What brings us joy? And let's do more of that. Less of the worrying and more of the living in the moment and enjoying the time that we've got. All right, so there we go. So I will be back tomorrow. Well, I'll be back later tonight on the Tarot Times channel at 8 o'clock. But I'll pop back tomorrow around the same time. It's great to see everybody here. There's 73 people in, which is wonderful. So lovely to see you all. Thank you for being here today. Look after yourselves. Stay safe. And until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.